Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? What is today? Happy Thursday. Is the camera fogging up? I feel like the camera might be fogging up a little bit, but it'll go away. Because I've been sitting out here. We just got home. It is fogging up a little bit, isn't it? I think it's going to go away. So, should I clean it off with my shirt? I wore this old shirt of mine tonight to go to dinner. You know what? Actually, I'm not even going to, it'll just unfog. Because my glasses fogged when I first came out here, and now they've unfogged. We just got back from dinner just a little bit ago, and I wore this, this old shirt that I've had forever, and that fits me again. So I was I took it on vacation, actually, to Mexico, and I wore it to dinner one night, and there's, a hole in it somewhere. It's kind of, why I like it. This shirt, you guys, is so old. It's I think it's is it a Ralph Lauren? It's this old Ralph Lauren shirt that I've had. I mean, not since I've been on YouTube. I've had this shirt for 20 years. I've got maybe longer than that. I got it at a thrift store years and years and years ago. And so it's hanging in my closet. And every time I try it on, I'm like, oh, it doesn't fit over my gut. And finally, it fits. It's still a little tight. I know it looks really baggy, but it's still a little tight on my gut edge area. But anyway, we just got back from dinner with Alex's friend and her husband. This is his college friend. And we went to this Thai restaurant called Thai Villa that everybody here in Indianapolis is talking about. It's apparently the best Thai. I don't know that I would know what the best Thai restaurant is, but it's supposedly everybody's favorite new Thai. Well, I guess it's been open for a year or two, but the new Thai restaurant. So I was talking to my neighbor last week when we were supposed to go, and she said, oh, where are you guys going to dinner? And I said, we're going to, I said Thai Village. And she said, it's Thai Village. She goes, are you talking about the one off 96th Street? And I said, yeah, Thai Village. She goes, no, it's Thai Village. She goes, that's our favorite Thai place in town. They go to restaurants all the time. And she was like, that's our absolute favorite Thai restaurant. I said, oh, that's Alex's favorite Thai restaurant too. Because Alex and his girlfriends go there all the time. So anyway, we just got back from dinner. I don't even know how long ago. But this is a late vlog tonight. I was going to try to have it all done before we went to dinner. And then I was talking to Alex, and he was like, why don't you just vlog when you get home, and then you can be more relaxed instead of trying to rush it and stuff. So my plan right now is that I'm going to vlog, and then I'm going to render it. And while it's uploading, it is too hot to take a walk outside tonight. It is so hot outside. So hold on just a second. I have updates about this dog situation, first of all. Hold on a second. Let me text her back. Okay, so anyway, I have big updates about the dog situation. So anyway, when I get done, I actually need to text my neighbor to see if she's home. When we drove home and Alex was driving home, I didn't see her garage door was closed. Say, hey, if you're home, I'm gonna go for a swim in about an hour. So while the vlog is uploading, I'm gonna go for a swim. And cool down and put on my pajamas. And then I might come back and take a nap. And watch shows tonight and all this kind of stuff in preparation for the welcoming home party on Saturday, which we'll get to in just a second. So anyway, we went to dinner tonight. I had the yellow curry with a side of vegetarian fried rice, and then we had vegetarian spring rolls, and then Alex got the pad thai. And then I gave him the rest of my fried rice because I didn't want it. It was a little side dish of it, but it was actually larger than I thought it would be. And then they also got, wontons, crab, I don't know. Anyway, they got those and shared those. I didn't have those because they had meat in them, obviously. And then our friend got something. It was a huge plate. And, well, Alex's college friend. And she wanted it, but she also wanted to try the seafood thing. And the server was like, well, we can do that in a seafood thing and combine both of the meals together. She said it was delicious. And then her husband, he got some kind of curry too. So anyway, it was nice. We got there a little bit before 6, and we were there till about, I think we were there till 7:45 or 8. And it is currently 8:27 p.m. And the temperature outside in Indianapolis right now is You guys, it is 88 degrees still outside at 8:30 at night. It says it feels like 100. It feels so hot outside, and it is humid too, but I am absolutely loving it. And it says a stray thunderstorm is possible throughout the evening, and then tomorrow it looks like partly cloudiness early with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. So tomorrow it's going to storm, so I'll film videos. So Alex tomorrow, he has a meeting really, really early, and then tentatively might be going to brunch with a girlfriend of his, and then we're going to run up to the pet store later because I got to get some more things. Okay, so first of all, I just want to say, you know, this is a big deal. This is a big deal, getting another pet, getting a dog. This is a big deal in our life. It's a big deal in my life. And, you know, like, obviously Alex will be helping and whatever, but this is going to be, I mean, I'm going to be at home all day long. And so, I'm very nervous about it. And I'm also very like, you know, like, is this the right decision? Blah, 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 whatever. So I want to kind of back up a little bit. First of all, I just want to say, because I got to tell you guys some more of the story. Okay. The story is forever developing. And I have a feeling that you guys will even get more excited about this part, because you guys were so excited with me, and I really, really appreciate it. I have just been like, so I've spent a lot of today. I was actually kind of surprised I filmed as many videos as I did today. I did a drama video. I did a Peter Watches TV video over the Jody, the news anchor woman. I can never remember her last name. Hidden Truth. I did that reaction video, and then I did a Peterisms video, and now I'm doing my vlog. So I actually filmed more videos today than I thought I would, because we're prepping the house and getting it ready. So like tomorrow, like afternoon, Alex is going to help me with this. We're like, you know, just making sure that everything is ready, like puppy ready and stuff like that. And Alex and I had a long talk about it before, and I'm like, you know, oh, there's a cardinal. This is so weird that I'm talking about this. And the cardinal, which represents my mom, is like, and it's looking like right at me right now. Well, hi, honey. So last night, Alex and I had this long talk about it, and I was like, you know, he's like, well, what's your, like, hesitation and your fear? And I was like, we just haven't had a puppy in the house in 16 years, you know, like, and he was like, babe, and I was like, and he's really, really small, and, I mean, he's like 2 pounds, right? Like, he's supposed to get bigger, like 5 to 6 pounds, but he's real small. And so, I found out today he's like the runt of the litter. There were 3 of them, and I found out today he was the runt. And so, I was like, I'm just not, you know, like, anyway, I have so many videos, you guys, and this little guy has so much personality, and he is just constantly like running around, and then he stops and he just sits down. His personality is kind of a mix between like Boo and Tucker, and he like, Alex is like, he looks so much like a little version of Boo and Tucker. He's very, very cute, very sweet. So, but last night Alex and I had this fantastic talk about it. So afterwards, Alex was like texting me, like, I have a list of 24 names, okay? So like, I've been running by like Tanya and Nikki and Caroline and everybody. I've been running by all these, and Alex, you know, and he's like, babe, you pick the names. I don't really care. So I've been running all these names by. Well, what's funny is like, I had it narrowed down to like 3 names. Well, what Tanya liked, Caroline didn't like. And what Caroline liked, Nikki, and so it was like, each of them liked different things. Then my neighbor liked the same one that Nikki liked, but then Alex didn't like that name at all. So I was downstairs, I don't know what I was doing, something on the computer, and Alex texted me. He was like, what do you think of this name? And I was like, I'm not opposed to that. I mean, I've heard other dog names of that. And so he was like, but like, it didn't even like at first. And he was like, do you not remember, like, this was this stuffed animal and Boo and Tucker and Pee-Pees, and you named him this? And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, I think that way it would like carry in like Boo and Tucker and Pee-Pee and like the memory of them into like the new dog and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I love that. I love that. So it's like one of the names that we're thinking about. And I love the name anyway. It's cute. So anyway, so that was the plan. Okay. And then, so here's the deal that I didn't know. So it's 3 dogs in a litter that are all being surrendered, okay? And so, like, they can't take care of them, and they're having a hard time, like, placing the dogs and things like that. It just kind of seems like it's supposed to happen. So, she had sent me this video last night, of his sister. And his sister looks very similar to him. Now, I thought it was two sisters and him, and it's actually a sister and then two boys. So the three dogs are like, it's, hey, how are you? It's two boy dogs and a girl dog. And, the other boy dog is 6 pounds. The girl dog is 4 pounds. And then the dog that we're getting is 2 pounds. And, but she's like, they all have like very different, you know, personalities. She's like the one that you're getting. I haven't decided. Okay, so I'm down to like 3 or 4 names, right? And one of them is like the thing that Alex and I talked about. And I think I'll probably go with that. But, just, I love that Alex came up with that, and I had kind of forgotten about it, and it's such a meaningful thing. Like, when I remembered it, I was like, oh my god, that was such a huge part of, like, the puppies when they were little. And so I love that connection. When I was talking to the vet office today, I was, like, running names by them, and they're like, one of the names I said to them, they, like, loved. And they're like, oh my god. And that's kind of been, like, one of my top 5 names always on my list. Not the name that Alex came up with, the other name. So now I don't know, okay? So anyway, so last night, she sent me, after this whole conversation, I am burning up, you guys. I just made a cup of coffee because I am starting to fade, and I'm like, I need a little caffeine. So I had a Diet Coke at the restaurant, but the restaurant was so hot inside. I was like, Alex's friend was like, is the air conditioning broken? They had like a big fan up and stuff. It was so hot in there, and it was packed. Oh my god, this place was packed. And so my Diet Coke like turned to like ice water and Diet Coke real quick. So it was like when I got home, I was like, I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. So anyway, this is what I wanted to say earlier. Initially, my gut told me, like I said yesterday, you know, like I overshared and whatever. And initially, my gut told me, just wait until you have the dog at your house and then be like, oh, we got a dog. But like, I like to share stuff with you guys as it's going on. And so I really wanted to share with you guys that this is happening. And I also didn't want it to be like this surprise aha moment kind of thing. You know, I wanted it to be like, you guys have been part of like my life for so long now. And so I just shared what was going on and that we're, you know, yesterday, and you guys were, I mean, the just overwhelming amount of comments that I got on my vlog yesterday, just, you guys were so supportive and so loving, and so many people were like, can't wait to meet him, and, oh, Peter, I'm so excited for you and Alex and this next part of your journey, and, like, you guys were just unbelievably supportive, and I just want to say I really, really appreciate that. I mean, people were sending me direct messages last night about, like, oh, this little dog is so lucky to have you guys, and he doesn't know, I mean, somebody commented and said, like, he doesn't even know how lucky he got it, like, that makes me just, like, that makes me feel so good, and I just want to say I really, really appreciate that. So, to kind of, like, compare the size, she sent me this, well, she had sent me a picture of the 3 of them together, the 3 little puppies, okay? And so, and they're all so cute. Well, there's somebody else that's possibly maybe interested in one of them. And if not, and she's like fostering all of them right now. So the problem is she can't take any more dogs. She could watch the dog for a while, like another month or 2 if she could get somebody interested in it. But at that, she was like, I cannot bring all 3 of them home if I'm just going to place the one with you. Or I'm going to have to take like the other, she thought it was just one at that time. But neither one of the other 2 yesterday, I didn't know the whole story. Neither one of the other 2, the other boy and girl, were like accounted for. And so she was like, now I'm gonna have to bring them home and take them to the shelter because I don't know that I can have 6 dogs at my house because she's got 4 already. And she was like, but they're just such sweet dogs. And she's like, in this situation, they're being surrendered, it's really sad, blah, blah, whatever. So she sent me this video last night. She had sent me a picture, okay, of the 3 dogs together. And when I showed it to Alex, I made this very, very clear. Like Alex said, make sure you make it clear. This is my thing, okay? Like, he is fully supportive of it. This will be our dogs, but this is, I'm the one getting the dog and whatever. So if I want to get 6 dogs, I can get 6 dogs. He's like, oh, I'll support you whenever. But when I showed him the picture of the 3 dogs side by side, so the dog that we're getting is like in front. His like brother is right to like the left of him, and he's, anyway. And then his sister's behind him, and she and he are both like black and white. The other dog is like a tannish color. And so Alex like scanned up the picture and he said, does she have, like, is she almost all black with one white spot and she has one white leg? And I was like, yeah, I think so. And he was like, she's really cute. And then I was like, oh, okay, now, okay. So she sent me this video and she was like, I just wanted you to kind of compare the size, to see the size of like how little he is compared to her, you know, just so you know, like whatever. And I said to her, have you placed her yet? Because then my mind, oh, this was the other thing that happened yesterday, okay? I literally got done with my vlog, okay? Announced everything that was happening, and I'd had a call, like, in between when I got done vlogging and when I went in there. At some point, like, I didn't bring my phone in yet. I got a call and a voicemail. So I'm uploading my vlog where I just announced that we're getting this dog on Saturday, and I got this message, and it's from the rescue. So I've applied to like 2 out-of-state rescues, 2 or 3 in-state rescues, and like every dog that I've applied for, they end up like, they'll email me back, but there's not a lot of communication. And when I have talked to somebody, they're like, we literally have gotten 200 applications. So it's, you know, like there's just a lot of people interested in these dogs. So I just kind of had given up on that, right? Well, I'd applied, I don't know when I applied, it was like a week ago. And it's for the shelter that she will be taking these dogs to if she can't place the other 2. Well, now the story's even changed more than that. I got this voicemail last night, and it's the woman from there, and she said, we are just now getting through our applications. Yours is in the approved pile, but we won't be able to get to you till middle to late next week to let you know where we go from here, okay? So then I'm like, okay, this is a time, like, the timing right now, like, I believe in a lot of the synchronicity stuff, right? I'm like, if it wasn't these dogs that I'm looking at, or this dog that I'm looking at, then it would probably be the dog from the shelter. But there's so many people that are applying for it, so I was like, take myself out of the running of that one, obviously, because I'm gonna get this other dog. And at that point, I was just like, just one dog, nothing more. But you know that I really wanted to get a pair of siblings, okay? And when I talked to her originally, she was like, they're not like really bonded together like as much, right? So, and I know this woman, she's not like making up stories just to get rid of dogs. I'm just gonna say that right now. I mean, this woman is dedicated her entire life to like dog rescues, I mean, she is a dog lover through and through. I mean, she was telling me stories about picking up dogs on the side of the road and taking them to shelters and they're not microchipped and they're just left and on the side of the road. She's telling me about all, you know, she was like, Peter, I could have got you a dog 6 months ago if that's what you wanted. She was like, because dogs are surrendered all the time. She was telling me about all, and she really focuses on dogs that are surrendered and then either placing them or getting them into rescues. And she works with a lot of like shelters and rescues. So anyway, so she sent this video last night of his sister. Well, Alex had said something about the sister last night and how cute the sister was. I didn't really think much about it, and it was later, and so I just shot her off a text, and I said, like, I thought you weren't, like, he was the only one that needed placement, or something like that. So, when I woke up today, after I did my prayers and my meditations and stuff, she had shot me a text message, and I was very confused about what she was saying, because she was like, I thought it was 2 sisters that he had, but it's actually a sister and a brother. And she was like, and I have a possible placement, but I don't know the people, and it's going through like an organization. And she's like, I don't know the people very well. And she was like, so I don't know like how that's gonna work out. And she was like, so I think I can only maybe place one of them. And she said, are you interested in the sister? And then I was like, oh God. So I called her, and we started talking, and I said, you know, she knew the history of Boo and Tucker, and she knew that I wanted a bonded pair and all this kind of stuff, and I'm thinking to myself at this point, right? Like, I want 2 or 3 dogs. Like, that's what I want, ultimately, right? So if I'm gonna do this, why not just do it now? And I've always wanted bonded pair of siblings. And I said, are they bonded? She goes, I wouldn't necessarily say they're bonded. She goes, but I had her all last night. She goes, they literally slept snuggled up together last night. She's like, Peter, they're so cute together. And she's like, now, she's very quiet and very shy, and the dog you're getting has a lot of personality. So she sent me this video today of like the little 2-pound guy that we're getting, like chasing his sister all over the yard, okay? And it's the cutest thing. Well then, today, so I talked to her, and she's like, what are you thinking? I said, well, I need to talk to Alex about it first. Alex is like, babe, you wanna do it, do it. So then I'm in my head, I'm talking to everybody, I'm talking to Tanya, I'm talking to Caroline, I'm talking to Nikki about like, do I get another dog? Like, do I get 2? What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. We've never had a girl dog before. I'm talking to the vet, the people at the vet's office about it. because we had already scheduled an appointment for him to be seen. And so then I'm like, you know, what do I need to worry about? Like, we've never had a boy and girl together. The woman on the phone, she knows me so well. She goes, Peter, you always overthink everything. I'm like, well, do you guys have any, like, boys and girls that come in together that are, like, biological brothers and sisters? She goes, we have people that work in the office that have biological brothers and sisters, and yes, they get along very well. So the phone calls are going back and forth all day long. This chair keeps on turning. And I'm trying to film videos, but in my head, I'm like, to be honest with you, all I'm wanting to do is prepare this house for dogs. I don't know, this whole thing has got me out of myself a little bit. And I'm finding myself, like, cheesing out and getting really, really excited about it. Like, Alex and I had a very serious talk. Tanya and I had a very serious talk. Like, are you prepared to take care and train 2 dogs? And I really thought about it. I was like, are you really? And I was like, I mean, Alex said to me today, he was like, Boo and Tucker were better together than it was just having just one by himself. And that's one of the things. I've always told people, I don't know if I've ever said this on video, but, like, when people ask us about having multiple dogs, I've said 2 and 3 dogs is 10 times easier than just having 1 dog. And it's true, like, if they get along, because Boo and Tucker and Pee-Pee got along so well that they kept each other company. My plan had been to get a dog now, and then, like, maybe a year or 2 later getting another one, and then a year or 2 later after that getting another one, and maybe possibly having 3 at some point, if not 3 too. So today, I talked to her on the phone. I mean, she sent me so many videos of these dogs and so many pictures. And she is so sweet. And so she's telling me, like, every detail about these dogs, right? And so I was talking to her today, and I said, you know, like, I don't really know what to do. Like, this little girl dog is adorable. I mean, she is, like, very unique looking. Well, they all are, all 3 of them. The tan one looks like a Chihuahua mix. I mean, he's all tan, and he's very cute. But the girl dog and the little puppy that we're getting, well, they're all puppies, but the little one that we're getting are very unique looking. Like, she is, like, Alex just kind of fell in love with her face. He's like, her little face is like, her whole face is black, and then she's got white spots and one white, she's very cute. And he's like, but she's bigger than her brother. And I was like, yeah, she's like twice the size. She's 4 pounds, he's 2 pounds. And the older brother is 6 pounds. So I'm talking to my friend on the phone, and she said about his brother. She said, here's the deal. She said, you're taking the littlest one. She said, I am trying to place the other 2. At this point, I'm going to bring back all 3 to Indianapolis, probably. She said, I have a possible home for one of the other ones. She said, and it's like a friend of a friend's parent. And she was like, for the other one. She said, but if I can't place all, I'm going to have to put one in shelter care, which she said, we'll get adopted. It'll be fine. She was like, but if I could keep 2 of them together, I would love to do that. And I said, okay. And she said, are you interested in having, like, one of his siblings? And I said, I'm like 60% to 70%, but I need to talk to Alex first. And she goes, oh, I totally understand that. And so then she sent me videos, because now she's taking care of the brother too. She sent me videos of all 3 of them. And so we have gone back and forth, okay? And, I mean, I'm sure she thinks I'm a crazy person. But anyway, and so, she said to me, it's crazy because they are all 3 different sizes. And then she was like, tell me about the different ones. And she was like, the 2 little black and white ones are following each other around everywhere right now. And she's like, they're just the best of friends. I'm just hesitant to get a girl and a girl dog and a boy dog together, and I've never got that. But here's the big update. Since yesterday was a big announcement, here's the big update. We're getting 2 dogs. We are definitely getting 2 dogs. I made the decision tonight on the way home from dinner. Alex was like, babe, you do what you want to do. So we are getting 2 dogs. I'm very, very excited about it. They will be siblings. And we are either getting the littlest one and his brother, or the littlest one and his sister. And so where I left it at tonight was, I texted her and I said, basically, it's this long paragraph. I said, basically, can you watch, because she's watching all 3 of them now. And I said, can you watch them tonight and see which one you think the littlest one, like, connects with the most, and which one can do the best independently. Like, if there's one that you think, like, would do well independently, I will take the boy or the girl. I will take whichever one you think needs to be with the little guy Because she's like, the little guy is the one that needs the home the most. She's like, he's so little that a lot of people don't want to adopt a dog that little. So he's the one that needs the home the most. And so she was like, but the sibling, she's like, if you take the other one, then I can definitely place the third one. Then none of them have to go into shelter care. I was like, okay. She's like, then none of them will be surrendered. And she's not like an anti-shelter person. I mean, she's got her dogs from shelters. But she's like, I just don't want to have to go through that whole process of them, you know, whatever, if I don't have to. She's like, if we can just place them, you know. She's like, if you're definitely going to take, I said, okay, I'm definitely taking 2. I said, so the littlest guy, which I think I have a name for, and then either his brother or sister. And so I said to her, can you just watch them tonight and kind of see which one you think is like the best fit together, which one does the best. Because like, if there's one that does really well independently, then I would take the other one that needs to be, you know, around another dog or whatever. Because, you know, and she said, okay, I'll text you tomorrow and see how they interact tonight. And then on Saturday, early afternoon on Saturday, so she's coming home tomorrow night, and then early afternoon on Saturday, we're going to get them. 2 of them. So now, I am equally parts excited, and equally like, I'm also kind of like, what are you getting yourself involved in? But I am so excited about it too. I am so excited about, I think it's going to be really, really good for me. I think on a mental health level, it's going to be really, really good for me. I'm really excited about it. I mean, I'm sure it's going to take some adjusting to, you know, like filming video schedules around their schedules and, you know, taking them out and doing all this kind of stuff. And again, you know, she was like, if you ever, like, this was a huge part of it. Because, I mean, obviously, Tanya in the kennel, right? But, like, she was like, anytime you want me, like, just, you can bring them over here for a night. You can bring them over here for a week. She was like, if you need to, like, run out of town or whatever. It's so nice to have that. Also, Alex's mom has, like, you know, been like, oh, I'll, you know, whatever you need. So it's just nice to kind of know all that. Especially while they're younger. So, here's the deal. You know Boo's little purple bed? I have a gray one and a gray matching blanket that I bought online for the little guy, okay? Which is probably too big for him because I got the same size that Boo had. I've gotten him probably 8 new toys. I've got him food. Wet food and dry food because she's feeding him both right now. I got him puppy pads. I got him pee spray in case he pees in the house while he's being trained. I spent like $150 at PetSmart, and I also bought a bunch of stuff online. I mean, we have so many treats. I ended up buying, and I didn't even know that I did this. You know those greenies things? They're called teeny greenies, and they're like this big. I bought 2 bags of them for $17.99 each. I didn't realize that. That might have been a sign. So tonight I gotta get online and get a bed. And then tomorrow, I gotta go to the store because I just have 1 food and water bowl, so I need to get 2. And get some more things. I need to get some more food, wet and dry food, tomorrow at the store. And then I think we're good to go. And then Saturday, it's gonna be a different life around here. It's gonna be a different life. And the other thing is this. I shouldn't probably say this before I made a final decision. But the dogs' names have completely changed in the last 24 hours. So yesterday where I said I was picking like doggish kind of names, I don't want to say this and I don't want to say what the names are. I'll let you guys, as soon as I've named the dogs, and I think when I hold them, I will know what their names are. And it's also going to depend. There's really, to be honest with you, there's 1 girl name, and no, it's not Scout. I would love to name a dog Scout, and I kind of got to the point last night, because To Kill a Mockingbird, where I was like, whether it's a boy or a girl, just name a dog Scout. I was like, well, there's so many Scouts, and then I thought, well, what about Jean Louise, because that's Scout's, you know, name. I really want to do To Kill a Mockingbird names. I loved it with Boo Radley. It's, you know, it connects me and my mom, and it also connects Boo Radley. For a long time, I wanted to do Arthur, because Arthur is Mr. Boo Radley's, like, real name, and To Kill a Mockingbird. Caroline likes really, really, like, old-fashioned human names, like Mabel. Alex does not like doggy names. And, like, I'll give you an example. Like, Scruff was one of them, or Fluffy. Fuzzy was one of them. And Alex is like, we're not doing those. No, like... So... Tanya was saying no to names that Nikki was saying. I mean, it was like everybody. So I had like 4 names down, but now each of those names is kind of like Caroline wanted George. Caroline was like, I like George. Alex hates George. So like, somebody just texted me actually. Who texted me? Was it Laura? No, it was actually Nikki. She's asking me how dinner is. I will text her when I get done here. But, so now I'm down to... The camera stopped. I didn't know I was at the 30-minute mark. So I know the littlest one's name. I'm like 99% sure, okay? Because it's a name that, like, well, first of all, I love that Alex came up with it, and that he had the memory attached to Boo and Tucker and Pee-Pee, and so it, like, because he was like, it connects all the dogs, and I love that, like, I originally named this thing, and then, like, I had forgot about it until he brought it up last night. I was like, oh my god, that is such a, I mean, I literally, in my phone, I have written down, like, memories of the dogs. I have, like, things I used to, like, the songs I used to sing to them, like, you know, good morning, Mr. Pee-Pee, and how are you today? I have all of that written down. Like, call him Boo Radley Pants. I used to always call him Pants because he always looked like he was, you know, wearing pants and stuff like that. And on there, I have, like, their favorite toys, like Lady. I have their favorite toys listed because we have toys that, like, I never mentioned on video because they were, like, you know, anyway, long before I was on YouTube. And so I have, like, their favorite toys listed and the story of why I named them that. And so that name is on that list. And I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. And Alex picked it. And it's kind of a perfect name for him. I will say it's not a super uncommon name for a dog. There's a lot of dogs with this name. But I think it's fitting for this little guy, okay? And then I have one girl name that I like. And it is kind of like a... It is kind of like a vintagey kind of name. And I'll tell you the way that I came up with it was... I just came up with it like... like just like looking at the tree and being like, oh, like, I like that name. So anyway... And if it's two boys, I think I have both of the boys' names too. The problem with all four of these names is, well, 2 and 2. The two boy names sound very similar and the two girl names sound very similar. So... Caroline and I were when we were at PetSmart yesterday, there was this toy, and on it, it was called, like, the Bobo toy or something, B-O-B-O, and I was like, oh my god, Caroline, that's such a perfect name for a dog, Bobo. And she goes, oh, I love that name for a dog. And I was like, Bobo, that's perfect. Except that my dad had a dog named Bobo. Well, his name was actually Bo. B-E-A-U. But they called him Bobo because he was so little. So no, I can't name. My dad has had the most hilarious names. So my dad and my stepmom years ago got this dog from New Orleans, and his name was Billy Jambalaya Gumbo, because he was from New Orleans. And he was supposed to be this little itty bitty Yorkie, and he ended up being like 20 pounds. My dad would always say, that is the fattest toy Yorkie I've ever seen in my entire life. He was such a great dog though. Oh, Billy was such a good dog. It's interesting because my dad and my stepmom have always had two dogs together at a time. Like, they've gotten a dog and then like a year later got another dog. And their dog now I think is like, I think it's 5 or 6, and they just have that one dog. They haven't gotten any other dogs. And I don't think they will. I don't think, you know, until this dog passes away, or, you know, I don't know. My stepmom, she's kind of the one that pushes the dog thing more, but I don't know. My stepmom's like me. She'd probably have 6 dogs. I think my dad, if he was like 20 years younger, I think he would. I mean, my dad and I had a very serious conversation. I don't know, it was like a couple years ago, and it was when he first got the dog, and he said, I mean, this might be the last dog that I ever have in my life. And I said, Dad, don't say that. He was like, it's not like I'm getting any younger. He's like, I'm almost, I think he was 80 at the time. And he was like, I mean, this is going to probably be the last dog that I ever have. I don't know. So I think it kind of, I mean, I think about that too. You know, I think about the fact that, I mean, if either one of these dogs lives to be the age of Tuck or Boo Radley, I mean, Boo Radley lived to be 15. I'll be 68. That puts things in perspective, okay? And the thing that's crazy is, I don't even think 68 is that old, when half my neighbors are 15 to 20 years older than that, and they're still walking down the street every day. This one friend of mine, I found out she is 84 years old. She walks every day. She looks like she's 65. I'm not saying that that's old, but it puts it in perspective that, like, that could be the next 15 years of my life. You know, it's also crazy to think, like, Alex and I in August will have been together 17 years. Of those, other than this year, like, we've almost had, like, Boo. I mean, Boo is 15, you know? And so, of the 15 years, we had Boo for 15 of them. Or of the 17 years, we had Boo for 15 of them. So, I don't know, it's just crazy. It's crazy to think that we're entering this new era And I know that people are going to leave in the comments, like, you should get the boy, or you should get the girl, you should get the brother, you should get the sister. What it's going to depend on is, because my friend knows dogs, and she knows surrender dogs, rescue dogs, she knows them all, shelter dogs very, very well. Whichever one she thinks needs to be with a sibling, and whichever one she thinks is the most independent, is how I'm going to go. It's on her. So she'll call me tomorrow, and I'll talk to her, and she'll be like, I think you need to take the sister, or I think you need to take the brother. And that's how it will go. So, and I talked to the vet office today, and I'm so excited. We will be, and at that point, I said we might be getting 2. So I have to call back tomorrow and say that we're definitely getting 2. But we have a vet appointment on the books already, and I'm really excited. We're going back to see the same vet that Boo and Tucker and PP had. Because they were like, do you want to stay with, I was like, 100%. We love her. I missed her. I miss her. I miss seeing her. I mean, towards the end, like with each of the dogs, we were seeing her and talking to her on the phone so much. I mean, I talked to her on the phone like every other day or something like that, every day towards the end with Boo Radley. She was so helpful with each of the dogs. I love her. I love her so much. So I'm excited to start this next journey, with her, with new little guys. And so yeah, and I asked at the vet's office, I was like, what do I need to watch out for between now and then, and blah, 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 and whatever. And they were like, this is what you need to bring in there, because there's not a lot of information on the dogs. That's part of the problem. I mean, their birthday, things like that, the age of their parents, but there's not like a lot of information as far as like, they've had like their first round of shots. But other than that, there's not like tons of information, because it's a surrender. And so, or they're surrenders. And so she was like, but you do have like the first round of shots information. I said yes. By the way, I do want to say something. This is completely off topic. But yesterday at the grocery store for my grocery store haul, I bought a bag of iceberg lettuce to feed the bunny rabbits. And like 3 or 4 people in my vlog, maybe more, and like 1 or 2 people in my haul video said not to give iceberg lettuce to the bunny rabbits because it'll give them diarrhea. Thank you for letting me know that. I actually asked Nikki, because Nikki used to have a bunny rabbit, and she said I would give a little bit of iceberg lettuce every once in a while, and she could handle it. She said, but if you give it, it's like the diarrhea happens when you give them a lot. Well, I would have probably put handfuls out there. So thank you guys for letting me know that. And I did look up which kind of lettuce that you can give a bunny rabbit. Incidentally, Alex has some of it, because he got salad mix stuff to make salad, and he got like butter lettuce and all kinds of lettuce. But I wouldn't have even thought of that. So I'm so glad that you guys said something. Thank you. It will remain in there to make a salad with, and it will not be for the rabbit. Somebody else said that because of the vegetation right now, this is where I learned so much from you guys, that the bunnies might not be eating the carrots right now because the vegetation is out. But in the wintertime, they might eat the the carrots more. I will say this. So, I was talking to my neighbor across the street about this last night. The raccoons are visiting pretty regularly. I think I'm going to take... But Steve the squirrel still comes every day too, and I want him to have food, and I want the raccoons to eat. But with training 2 puppies right out here, I don't want to worry about that. I'm thinking about taking 2 of the bird feeders and moving them to the back porch, because I don't really fill them. It's the newest one and the green one. I don't really fill them that regularly anyway, because I can tell either Steve or Rita Raccoon is getting in them every night and just basically emptying them out. So I don't really fill them that much. They can't get in the finch feeder. The raccoon knocked the finch feeder off a couple days ago, but other than that, it's just the birds still come to the finch feeder. So I'm going to leave the finch feeder up there. I'm going to leave the wooden one, and I'm going to move the water bowl back closer over here, or like up into the shrubbery and stuff like that, just so that like we're not like, I still want the raccoons to have like food and stuff like that, but I'm moving the bird feeders. Like, I'm gonna keep the finch one. I'll be honest with you, not tons of birds. Like when I first started this, it's not like there were like 10 birds at all times. That's not the case. LaDonna Duck has not come back. I don't know where she's at. So I'm gonna move the 2 bird feeders. I'm gonna do this tomorrow, I think, to the back porch, or I'm gonna hang them right behind the back porch on like shepherd's hooks. So I can still see from like the living room. I can still see the birds eating and stuff like that. And so yeah. But my neighbor across the street, she did tell me, she said, your Raccoon and her babies were swimming in the lake last night. I said, how did you know? She goes, because I was like reading and I woke up, and she was like, I heard a splash out in the lake, and so I went out, I turned the lights on, I went out there and looked, and she was like, she and her like 2 little babies were crawling out of the lake. They love to swim apparently in the summer, so like I said, but they're very, very cute. When I'm going to be training dogs out here and taking them on walks and whatever, I did get a name from Caroline to fix the sliding glass door, and he's going to come out here, but that's going to take 4 to 6 weeks to order the door, so it's going to have to be, the training's going to all occur through the front door for right now. So anyway, but I am super, super excited. I'm super excited. I can't even tell, I just keep on watching these videos over and over and over again. I just keep on watching all the videos over again, and so yeah. It's going to be fun. So Alex and I are going to pick them up. Well, it's really, I said early afternoon, but it's really like late morning on Saturday. And then, and he feels real bad about this. He has like this birthday party that they've been planning for like ever, and his friends from out of town. It's like a 40th birthday party. I'm like, babe. He's like, well, I don't want to leave you there. I was like, you've been planning this birthday party long before we ever knew that we were getting these dogs. And so he's going to go to the birthday party in the afternoon, and I'm going to come home and get them adjusted and things like that. So, I mean, I'll be honest with you, if they take a little bit of a nap in the afternoon or something, I'll probably just like sit down next to them and turn on the camera and vlog. It'll be a short vlog, it won't be a long vlog on Saturday. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. So, some of the things of Boo and Tucker's we are gonna like, obviously like keep, like, not the things like I said this yesterday in the video, like not Boo's purple bed and stuff like that. I mean, that was Boo's bed, and I'll always associate that with Boo. But like the big bed that we had down in the living room, like I've already like, I'm washing it and whatever to bring that back down here, especially since there's gonna be 2 of them now, and then they can both hang out in that bed. Boo and Tucker's crate that we called their house, I'm not buying an entirely brand new crate. Tucker really never liked that crate anyway. I mean, he would go in it, and we would say, go to your house, they would go in it. But Boo loved that crate, but I don't know that I have an emotional attachment to a crate. But I do want to make it kind of cozy for them. We are going to crate train them. I think it'll be better also. I feel better about having 2 of them together when we crate them. I mean, there's going to have to be times that I go away, whether it's to a hair appointment or, you know, a doctor's appointment or whatever. So yeah. But I'm so excited about it, you guys. It feels like, it's interesting because a couple of you DM'd me and were like, the timing, everything just seems really right about this. And I appreciate that. And it really, really does feel that way. And it's weird how things kind of continue to unfold. Like I told her today, I said I would love to take all 3 of them, but I just can't. There's just no way. Like I can't, like 2 is one thing. I think 3 is like overcommitting a lot. And she's like, but if you take 2 of them, I can definitely place the 3rd one. And then that made me feel so much better. And so no dog will be surrendered. It makes me feel really, really good, and I feel happy about that. Yeah. She was telling me to get like the little stairs for the bed. She said they haven't even tried to jump off the bed yet. I think we're gonna like probably, I don't know. I mean, I'll sleep with them a little bit on the bed, but I'll probably like have their beds on the floor, just get them used to it. Alex and I were talking about it last night. He was like, do you not remember? He was like, when we first had Boo and Tucker, we like had to carry them up and down the stairs. Like they did not run up and down. I don't remember this, honestly. He was like, we had to carry them up and down the stairs. They did not jump on furniture. They did not jump on couches. They did not jump on the bed. He was like, that didn't happen until they were like 3 or 4 years old. He was like, do you not remember that? Like we crate trained Boo and Tucker like every single day. Pee-Pee slept in bed with us. Boo and Tucker never slept in bed with us. I mean, until they were like probably 5, maybe 7 years old, they always slept in the crate every single night. I mean, and when I say Tucker didn't like it, he didn't dislike it. I mean, he would go there. We'd say, go to your house. And he'd go to his house, and we'd close the door, and we'd say, good night, guys, and they'd go to bed. Boo just, like, we would leave the door open, and, I mean, even until the very end, Boo would go in there. And he ate down there forever, because we had to separate the dog's food. So Pee-Pee would eat in the kitchen, Tucker would eat at the top of the stairs, and Boo would eat down in his house. So at first I was like, when it was just going to be one of them, I was like, I am not going to just like, I don't know, like, let's just let it sleep in bed with us. But I've learned so much from like crate training the dogs. And like, and the other thing is this, with small little dogs, I don't feel comfortable until they're older and they know the house, just leaving them alone while I'm even like outside for 5 minutes or at a doctor's appointment. So the crate training, And it just makes it easier. I do remember, though, like when we first got them, because we had like a small crate and we kept it in the bedroom. And I do remember them crying like throughout the night because I wanted to let them out so bad. I think we did a couple times. And Alex is like, if you let them out, they're going to learn. And I was like, I know, but they're so sad in the crate. But anyway, but they did great with crate training. So Alex and I were talking about that last night. He's like, you need to keep the door open all the time. They need to go in the crate for at least like, he like pulled up this whole like crate training thing. And I was like, well, this is like online. And I was like, this is what we did before. And he was like, yeah. He was like, you got to put him in there for like 20 minutes every couple hours. And, you know, like take him out and say, okay, let's go potty. And so anyway, so, I mean, the crate training thing will be good. I don't know, like when I was talking to Tanya about it, she was like, all of her dogs are crate trained. And she's like, our dogs like love just to go like and have their own little place. Boo always loved to have his own little place. It's getting dark, can you guys see? It's getting dark, too dark to see. It's not a line from a song. So anyway, that's the dog update. That's the big update. Too. And that is a big update. Don't anybody come over here and say that's some clickbait. Okay, for me in my life, that is getting a dog, first of all. That's a huge announcement, okay? But getting 2 dogs instead of 1, like, that is a huge decision. And in all honesty, that's a decision that was just made hours ago when I said to her, okay, I definitely want 2 of them, and now is it the boy or the girl? We gotta figure it out, like, you know, whatever. So she's gonna watch that tonight. I'm so grateful for her. I was telling her, you know, I said, she's just such an angel. I mean, this woman that, like, loves animals, dedicated her life to animals and all this kind of stuff. I mean, even her just saying to me, like, I mean, she said it again today when I said I wanted, you know, 2 of them. She was like, I want to continue to see them. Like, I've gotten attached. She doesn't know the other 2 as much as she knows this, but she's now, like, had them for a little while. So anyway, like, she's seen them in and out, but she hasn't, like, they haven't been staying with her all the time like the little one has. So now she's got all of them. And so she's like, I'm getting attached to them. I like, you know, I'm attached to them. She's like, my dogs like love them. She's like, I want to see, you know, like I want to see them. And so she was like, can I continue? I was like, absolutely. Anytime you want to come over. So I don't know. I'm like really excited, but it feels like everything in the entire world is changing as of Saturday, which it is, you know, which it is. It just seems like a whole new world. If I start thinking about it, and I start thinking about, like, Boo especially, I start getting really filled with grief. And then I get in my head, and I'm like, well, maybe this isn't the right decision. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And it goes back to this betrayal that Tanya and I were talking about this the other night, because she said she's felt like this with dogs before, too. It feels like getting a new dog or getting new dogs feels like a betrayal to Boo and Tucker and Pee-Pee, especially Boo, because he was the last one. And Tanya's like, that's a normal part of grieving. You know, I'm kind of like, just like going through the bedroom and like picking up this here and there. And like, I found this little shirt of Boo Radley's. It was a shirt he never even wore. It was some shirt I bought for Halloween and he never wore. And I picked it up and I just started bawling my eyes out. And I was like, you know what? Like, in the moment when I'm thinking about it, I'm really good. I don't ever want to forget those guys, you know? Like, it was such a huge part of my life. Those dogs changed me so profoundly, made me a better human being, brought Alex and I together in ways that we would never have been, made us grow up in ways that we had never have been. And I'm so grateful for the time that we had with them. But I got a lot of love to give, and Alex has a lot of love to give, and I just feel like the timing's right, so I'm really excited about it. That doesn't mean I'm not scared and I'm not nervous. I mean, every time I say that to somebody, they're like, why are you nervous? I'm like, well, before it was because I was getting 1, and now we're getting 2 puppies that I'm going to be solely responsible for training. So yeah, I am a little nervous about it, but it'll be fine. It'll be good. I mean, Alex said last night, he was like, we did it with Boo and Tucker. I was like, yeah, with the help of Pee-Pee. He was like, yeah, but we did it. He was like, it was fine. We did it. We can do it again. He was like, do you not remember, like, at first, like, we would, like, keep them in the bathroom sometimes and stuff, like, when we were making the bed, because they would, like, be running around. He's like, and you loved, like, Boo Radley used to, hide underneath. I think I showed this not too long ago, the pictures. But he would hide underneath the, we had, like, this bed, what's not called not a bed curtain, but you know what I'm talking about? The covers, like, from the bed to the floor. Boo Radley would hide underneath there, and then I'd be like, "Where's Boo Radley?" I mean, this is like this is like their age, like 4 or 5 months, and I would say, like, "Where's Boo Radley?" And he'd stick his little black nose out, and then I'd be like, "There he is," and he'd like pull it back, and then he'd stick his head back again. I go, "Where's Boo Radley?" And he'd like stick his head back in again. Anyway, and Alex is like, "Do you not remember those early days?" I don't remember those early days real well. I mean, I remember when I see pictures. I remember when Alex reminds me. But no, I don't. And I want more days like that. You know, I want more days like that. And that doesn't mean that I forget the guys. And and that they didn't mean the entire world to me. And I don't love them forever, because I do. It's weird. It's been enough time with Tucker and Pee-Pee. I don't necessarily feel that way with Tucker and Pee-Pee. But with Boo Radley, like, I'm still struggling with Boo Radley, you know? It'll be okay. And this is going to be a good thing. This is going to be a good thing for me. We were getting ready to go to dinner tonight. And I said to Alex, I said, it is so strange to think that within 48 hours, there's going to be like 2 little guys running around this house, like pitter, patter, pitter. I mean, it's going to be so strange, you know? And I know it's going to screw up my sleep schedule, my TV schedule. I'm totally prepared for that, you know? I will say this. I'm gonna, like, on my other channels and stuff like that, I'm gonna do my best to keep some kind of filming schedule going, but for the next couple weeks, we'll just kind of see how things go. Yeah, and kind of just, like, play it by ear and stuff like that, so. I mean, Alex is like, have you thought about the fact that, like, if they're barking while you're filming videos? I go, the dogs barked before when I filmed videos. He's like, so if they're running around the bed, I go, then they're running around the bed while I'm talking about drama. They're just running around the bed, you know what I mean? Where am I at on time? It feels like it's getting so dark out here. But that's the update. Okay, let me give you a little TV and update and stuff like that. So last night, that was a lot of, like, Alex and I talked about that, whatever. And then, that was when he came home. Was last night dinner? Yeah, that was when he came home from dinner last night. And I was eating dinner when he came home, and that's why we talked about it. And I was watching Love After Lockup. I'm so over the season of Love After Lockup. I'm almost into Life After. I've got like 1 episode left of the 2nd season 2, Love After Lockup, and then I'm in Life After Lockup. I'm so over these storylines with Angela and Tony, and I'm just real over it. And the other thing is this, is that, like, storylines just end out of nowhere, and they don't even explain why they end. It's like the weirdest thing. But just on this season, I've never seen that on a Love After Lockup before. So I watched that last night, and then I laid down. Was that last night? What's today? Thursday? Oh, then I showed Alex everything that I got from the pet store, all the new toys and stuff like that. And then I laid down, and then I got up, and then talked to Tanya, talked to Nikki, was texting Mel earlier about the dog. Talking to everybody about this dog. Everybody about this dog. My neighbor, she and I were texting about the dogs. Well, dog at that point. And then listened to a little bit of the Alex Cross. Did I say this? Was this the night before? The night before was when I finished the other book, right? And then I started the Alex Cross book. So I listened a little bit more to the Alex Cross book. And then, and then I forgot. And by that point, it was like 1:45. And I was like, I have not watched Big Brother tonight yet. And so I watched Big Brother last night and got caught up on it. It was a good episode. There are some people that... I'm not going to do reactions to Big Brother on my Peter Watches TV channel, because here's the thing. You have to watch the live threads, and you have to... Because I know people will be like, why don't you talk about this on your TV channel? Because I'm not. Because I'm not. I'm talking about it over here. But with the live threads and stuff like that, and the blogs, and you got to keep up with all that stuff to do drama videos or do reactions to it. You can't, if you just react to the show, people will be like, well, did you not know? Because they film like 3 days ahead. So like on the threads and the live streams, people already know what's happened. Here's my thing so far. I liked Rachel coming back on it originally. Now she's just kind of turned into like, she's a mean girl. Jimmy, the gay guy on the show, is so full of himself. I kind of liked him when he first came in, but he is so full of himself. And I'm like, you better hope you're not like the next big thing that's like Hiram was on the other season. Like, you're not the next big one that gets kicked off the show. I really liked him. I think it's Lauren and Catherine, the two young girls that have kind of like bonded in friendship. I really, really like them, and I actually can see them as a final two. Rachel and her friendship with the other mom, Amy. I really like Amy, and I really like that. I don't dislike Rachel. I've never been a huge fan of Rachel Riley. Even on The Traitors, I didn't love her. I thought like Kate Chastain was mean to her on The Traitors, but I didn't like love Rachel on The Traitors. But like, she just thinks because she won, she's the queen, all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of it is so mistargeted this season, and I don't know that I'm like with it, if that makes sense. So I watched that, and then I was like, I was going to watch a true crime, but I was like, no, I didn't do the true crime today for the Jodie, I cannot think of her last name. Anyway, I just put up my video a while ago on that Higgintwoot, or whatever her name is. Anyway, that documentary, her last broadcast. So I was like, I'm not going to watch another true crime tonight, which tonight I need to, because I'm going to watch the newest, I think it's called PI Moms or something like that, the newest train wreck, and do my reaction to that tomorrow. And then probably this weekend sometime, while I'm like just doing stuff, while I'm, you know, fixing stuff for the dogs, I'll probably have 1,000-pound roomies on in the background, then I'll get caught up with that and do that video sometime next week. Because I got to get caught up with the finale of that show. So anyway, so then I watched The Strain. Okay, I am loving The Strain. I have recommended it to so many people. It's a vampire show, 100%. It's kind of a mix between, well, it's definitely vampires, they call them vampires, but it's kind of a mix between like vampires and zombies, and really just like kind of gory stuff. If you don't like that, you won't like it. I actually think the special effects are fantastically done on the show. The casting is great. So when I read the book, I remember when I read the book years ago, and I didn't finish the book, by Guillermo, I can never pronounce his name, it's like I can't roll my R's, Guillermo del Toro, and somebody else. But he's also the producer and director of the show. So he's a horror film. And I remember the director, when it came out, I was like, oh my God, this is like his first book. This will be fantastic. Well, the book, when you read it, will say like 106th Street, 9:27 p.m. Queens. Well, the show is just like that too. So you're literally following the story in real time. And a lot of it is about this like group of people that are trying to like end the virus, and they're like sticking together, and they're hiding out at like this old guy's like curio shop, his like pawn shop. And I love that kind of stuff. If you know any other shows where people are like, they're hiding and they're trying to like, you know, not get caught or killed, I love those kind of shows. I lay in bed and I'm like, okay, I'm like hiding in bed. So anyway, I watched like last night, I watched more than I thought I did, because I stayed up later than I wanted to. I think I have 11, 12, and 13 to watch. I've got 3 more episodes to finish the first season. So last night I watched like 7, 8, 9, and 10. I watched like 4 episodes of it last night. And tonight I have 11, 12, and 13, because it's 13 episodes this season. It is really, really good. I will tell you, it is a horror series. I'm gonna have to get off here in a second because the light is going so bad. It is a horror series. It is 100% a horror series. It's from FX. Alex was telling me he had seen like TikToks where people were talking about it and stuff. But it is a horror series. It is gory. It is graphic. It is about zombies and kind of these outer space looking kind of thing. Not zombies. It's really about vampires. But the vampires, some of them look like vampires. Some of them look more like zombies. But I will tell you, it's gruesome. It's not a family show, nothing like that. But if you like that, it's a good, like I was telling somebody, I can't remember who, was it Nikki? I can't remember. She doesn't really like stuff like this, but I was telling her that it reminds me of like Pretty Little Liars Original Sin, this spinoff, is very much like a horror movie. It feels like Halloween meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it's scary. This is scary like that, but it's gruesome and gory too. So, but anyway, if you like that, I would highly recommend The Strain. And Ozark, and what's the other one? OZP, what's that show called? Outer Banks. Oh, Outer BX. It's OBX, I think is how they do it anyway. Outer Banks and Ophelia, I almost called it. Outer Banks and Ozark are on pause right now. So tonight, my plan, and tonight Big Brother, which is on right now as I'm speaking, as Eviction. So tonight I'm gonna watch, well, I'm gonna go to the pool here in a second because I'm, mama burning up. I'm gonna watch, what time is it? Oh, got a half an hour to get to the pool and get back. I'm gonna watch Big Brother, and I'll probably tonight finish The Strain, and if I still have time, if I don't take a nap, then I'll watch like an episode of Ozark, and I still got Poker Face to watch too. I gotta catch up with all my shows. So anyway, She keeps on sending me these pictures of the little guy. I should just call him the little guy, shouldn't I? But anyway, she keeps on sending me these pictures of like while she's working, and he's like sleeping with his head on her lap, and he's sleeping right next to her. She's like, he is such a good work companion. And I was like, so he's not like active 24 hours. She's like, oh no. She was like, he's a puppy. She was like he's real active for like 45 minutes, and she's like, then he takes like a 3-hour nap. And she's like, you'll be fine to film videos and stuff around him. And so then when I was asking about his brother and sister today, she's like, oh, they're 10 times calmer than he is. So where am I at on time? I can't even see. Well, I guess that told me, because as I was getting ready to look, the camera stopped, so I'm right at an hour. But anyway. So I don't know which one it's going to be, but I'm excited. And this is getting so dark, and people are riding their bikes down. So I'm like, are they going to the pool? I'm going to go put my swimsuit on and go get to the pool and cool off for a little bit, and then come back and either take a nap or watch some shows. So anyway, I wanted to share that big update with you guys. And I'm really, really excited. And I know a lot of you guys are for us as well. I'm excited for me and for us. And I just want to say I really, really appreciate it. So yeah. And sounds like a perfect summer night, doesn't it? Anyway, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Thursday, and if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.